Hello, my name is Aniza, and I'm coming in with the August Ascension symptoms. And as I usually say, I have such a froggy throat as I do these videos, so excuse my throat clearing. I feel like these are not as much symptoms as they are opportunities for us to connect with the energies that may be present in the collective field and for each of us individually this month. And also, these are aspects, and the things I'm about to share can be translated to many parts of our life, maybe all of our lives, but it just feels like there's a particular fine tuning of the energy for this month. I felt July was a really meaningful month. It felt as if it was in this journey for many of us that's evolution, involution, this really integral internal process. I felt like there was just some sort of crystallization in some way of how our being is interbeing with our collective and what we're meant to sort of come forward with in a more prominent way. For me, what was really powerful was through the second Ascension symptom of July transmission that I shared, which was that presence has an abundance code, and that really led me to a deep sense of stopping. And through that stopping, I felt all of this peace and passion and power reignite in different ways, and I'll continue sharing that as the ripples allow and make sense. But it just felt like it was meaningful, and we've been in a meaningful energetic time for quite some time now, and so I know for many of us are feeling things really intensely, and I do feel like the energies of August will continue to be intense, but it feels also like full of possibility. So I'm just going to jump in, and I want to share the first Ascension symptom or opportunity that I'm noticing is just centering our heart, like really feeling our challenges, our questions, the moments of our life, our experience, and presencing our heart in the moment. And something that felt something about coming up from lower frequencies or lower parts of our body and moving that energy into our hearts. Also, like upper energies, like really cycling everything through the heart, through this center point, and allowing the center point to expand. Something I say a lot when I work with my clients or in my meditations is to really expand our heart body, look through the eyes of our heart body, and to really feel that come into prominence, because I feel like the energy of the heart, while it's an organ, it's a center point of our body, and there's a cosmic field of our heart, there's a personal field of our heart. I feel the energy of that portal can extend to really include our whole body, and we can be really living within like a tortial field of love, frequency of our hearts. There's like someone loud on the street. And so I really felt this centering, like coming into our heart. And a beautiful question that we can ask in any moment is like, what would love do here? What would love say? How would love express this experience? And really presencing our heart and love frequency. That feels like it's really a supportive action for us to take, to step into, to allow. I mean, like I said, throughout any aspect of our life, but particularly this month, it's like how much can we presence our hearts, and how much can we let the presence of our heart expand to hold our whole body and really rise that frequency of love through us. And this is really connected to the second Ascension symptom, which has to do with throat. I really felt when I was tuning in, like walls on the throat, and like coming from like this side and this side, and I can feel them as I'm speaking about it, so I might have a froggy throat, but it sort of felt like these walls are existing throughout our ancestral lineage as well as through the collective field. It's like words that something that has not been said for decades or millennia, and they're like coming through us to be expressed. And in the last month's video, I talked about sounding and doing non-linear action, and now it really feels like expressing through words of your particular language here in this earth plane of communication to others, and perhaps expressing parts of ourselves that are challenging our heart to say. And that just, it feels like as we do that, the walls of our throat begin to like vibrate and slowly dissolve, like something is quaking that's deep. And I feel like it's connected to the heart because it's rising. It's knowing this whole experience is love. It's knowing that I love this analogy. I've heard it once, I think, on like a plant medicine retreat that I was facilitating or co-facilitating. Something that I've done is I used to work at master plant medicine retreats offering integration therapies between the plant medicine ceremonies, and there's a lot of beauty coming through that space and a lot of just like heart-centered metaphors. So this is one that I really loved, was like when we turn on a faucet, at first sometimes there's like brown water and like gooey things, and then as it keeps flowing, it gets clear, and like clear water comes through. Like we can experience this with many sorts of faucets, and like expressing our throat can be the same way. At first it might feel like murky and like thick and like uncertain, but as we keep going and flowing, the crystallization, the crystal clear water, the harmonization of our own sound comes through. So it's really knowing that the whole process is love, and like really saturating, enveloping your experience of expressing yourself through challenging circumstances as an expression of love, and perhaps feeling into environments that feel safe to express the parts of you that may feel uncertain and maybe haven't been spoken, so that it can sort of gain confidence, and really allowing this movement of like dissolution. And it's like it's felt personally, but it feels like it's held within the field, like it's beyond the individual, and yet it comes through the individual. So this is the second ascension symptom I wanted to mention, to really hone in and feel the depths of our expression, because that is an experience of our wholeness coming here onto this earth, and it is an experience of love and it's not about being wrong or right. It's really about expressing your truth as it is in this moment, and allowing and knowing that it will change. Something I really love about myself and about others when they grace me with this is just knowing that like nothing is static. Like I change so much, and I just have so much moving through me as presence. Like if you're truly present, you're not static, and it doesn't mean that there's any less value to the moment of transmission. It's just knowing that that moment of transmission is a part of a journey. And I really appreciate when I get voice notes from my friends and they share things, and I know it's so present for them in that moment. And also they're growing, they're constantly evolving, and it moves, like whatever's presence for us moves us forward into another presence. And the same is for me, it's the same for all of us. So really allow yourself to feel the fullness of your present moment, and allow yourself and others around you the gift of changing and evolving. Okay, the third ascension symptom I want to speak about. Okay, so this one's a bit funny. Well, not funny, it was quite intense and interesting the way it came through. So I'm gonna summarize it as being engulfed in the flames of your own metamorphosis, and really merging with the parts of ourselves that are indestructible but we might shy away from. And I saw a lot of fire, and I know people, it's like August, and then especially in the northern hemispheres, it might be quite hot, and there are fires going on in certain parts of the world, like literal fires around our environment. But I really felt like a fire of the self, and like an intensity of the fire of the self, and merging with a part of ourselves that feels indestructible. I like saw a lot of cockroaches too, and it was sort of like, so the cockroaches usually, and other insects like this, usually things that we like move away from, and because we don't like them. And it feels like there's parts of ourselves that are like cockroaches that we move away from because they're really intense and really deep. And it feels like this month is offering us the opportunity to merge with those parts of ourselves, like in the flame of our own inner evolution, our own involution. And metamorphosis by Franz Kafka like feels appropriate. This thing of like becoming, I think he became a bug or a beetle or a roach or something of some sort, but it's like we're in this metamorphosis, and it's really like being with the parts of ourselves that are deep and dark and real and destructible and everlasting, but it might not be so pretty, and it might be really intense. And I feel like many of us have been in the pot, boiling in the pot of change for a while now. And I just saw this image, and there were some confirmations like from talking to people, and I was like, there's something here around cockroaches and fire and merging with in the depths of ourselves. So if you experience this in any way this month, just lean in. And like, it's really interesting, like in every like apocalyptic scene or whatnot, when when the earth is destroyed, like cockroaches remain. Like there's something about like what remains, like when everything is destroyed, what remains. And also they say that when cockroaches cross your path, it's a sign of wealth and abundance coming. And it feels like that's true. Like what remains is what is inherently, intrinsically always true, which is abundance and love and like everlasting. And so there are ways that maybe how it comes out in our material plane, we might lean away from it because we think it's gross, like a cockroach, but it's like inviting that into, and it feels like there's such a sense of totality and power that's possible like this month through your own experience of yourself. And it's you and you here. And that's like for everyone, it's us, and in that way we can be whole and meet each other in our wholeness. So it feels like has the potential to be a really powerful month, and to really call in like how I feel for so many of us, we associate progress with what happens externally, or we validate our experience, and we can sort of, and I feel like in some ways our external experience can reflect more than validate, but it really feels like this month is offering a lot of beautiful internal energy that can interestingly swim with our external reality. So these are the 3 ascension opportunities I wanted to share for this month. Expanding our heart body, really recognizing love and experience of our heart in like moments throughout our life. Feeling the walls of our throat dissolve and really taking the time to express that which may be challenging, and being engulfed in the flames of our own inner metamorphosis. And like I said, I know many of us feels like we've been doing this, but it just feels like it's heightened in some unique way this month. And also with the 8/8 Lions Gate portal and like whatever else the cosmos has in store for us. Something I wanted to say, and it's connected to what I mentioned before in terms of presence as an abundance code, is that for me this month in my stopping, what I really focused on is a deep sense of havingness. And it may just be having like grass beneath your feet, to have water, to have this moment here. Whatever you're aspiring to, there's an aspect of it that you have right now, and to really feeling the fullness of that and allowing the raising of the vibration and frequency of love, really, I feel like comes out this eternal peace. Because there is something that is eternal here right now, always. A sense of our essence, a sense of ourself. It's not like after August, or like after you're engulfed in the flames of yourself, or after you express yourself even more. I mean, that's all beautiful, but it's also, and it's real, but it's part of like the illusory self, right? And it's a real illusion that we're all moving through. But there's something that remains throughout all of this, that has been here before, that will be here after, that has not come and will not leave. And that aspect of ourselves is here breathing right now. And it's like a syncing of realms. Like there's the realm of when we move through the energies like that are presenting themselves here, and then the realm that is like out of time and within all time. And it's possible now to connect with that essence of ourselves and that sense of peace. So I just wanted to add that here too, as a way to honor the things that move us, and then maybe to not like overly identify, or to not overly identify with the manifest around us, but to really remain, to offer us the opportunity to touch that which is eternal, the eternal essence that is always here and always breathing and always present. Okay, so this is my sharing for this month. I want to say welcome. If you're still here, welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm going to do a video soon, just like introducing myself, sharing a bit about my story of how I came to where I am, and a bit more about my work in the world right now. And I'm just happy to be here with all of you. I really appreciate, I have like a very small, intimate community I feel on YouTube, and I really appreciate all your comments and your likes and just being here with all of you. So much love and blessings. And may the energies of this month just grace you in ease and beauty and deep, deep restorative wellness and peace. Deep love and blessings.